what we want to be doing, though. But it might be. But it's not. But it could be. But it's not.
What Frankenstein trauma are you up to?
Welcome back to the channel. Today we go ahead and actually review Dead Ringers on Prime Video. Now that premiered in April of 2023. It has 6 episodes to it, roughly about 60 minutes apiece. This is categorized as a drama, horror, thriller type of show. And the story goes like this. The Mantle twins, identical from head to toe, are on a mission to change the way women give birth. Now this is a remake of the 1988 movie starring Jeremy Irons, which was adapted from the novel Twins by Barry Wood and Jack Gieslin. Aren't many comparisons of films or series like this outside of the original movie. Maybe a nod to Handmaid's Tale. My perspective of this is as a casual streamer. I'm a fan of certain drama stories, but when you get the horror aspect of things, I'm just gonna say that I'm casually streaming it to see if I like it. If that vibes with you, if you here with me, go ahead and actually click like, share, subscribe, and let's get into this weirdness. So first off, the acting by Rachel Weisz is on point. She plays both twins, Beverly and Elliot Mantle, and she does so flawlessly. Most importantly, you can see the differences in the personalities with both twins. You really feel like they're two different people. Rachel pulls off these characters as intelligent, passionate, driven, and extremely flawed people. There are also some good performances by ancillary characters like Brittany Olford as Genevieve and Jennifer Ale as Rebecca. So the acting is definitely a plus in this series. It's top notch, very good. Now the plot is harder to pin down. Subject matter like childbirth should either be medically interesting or emotionally pleasant. But this series is dealing with everything that comes from childbirth. Infertility, eugenics, doubt of carrying to term, difficulties and complications during and after birth, postpartum. All the things that you can think of that are psychological, physical, spiritual, all that kind of stuff, that's what they're dealing with in this series. Now these twins, they want to solve all the issues that are surrounding by childbirth. And it's almost like they want to be the queens of all things related to childbirth and almost playing God to an aspect of it. Now, with them wanting that type of capability, they need state-of-the-art labs, clinics, all that stuff. And with that need and that want, that desire, they're going to need big money. And they're going to need to figure out how to get it. Even if that means sacrificing ethics, integrity, all that stuff. If that workplace story isn't weird enough for you, they actually have some stuff going on personally inside their heads and their personalities. They have issues within themselves and with each other. Beverly is the reasonable, rational, and perhaps the repressed one. Elliot is the outgoing, wild, no-holds-barred one. At times, their differences complement each other in their practice and in their personal lives, and at times, they're a hindrance to each other. So the way that they go and actually work together because they're practicing this together, but they even live together. There's just a lot going on in here as far as what they want to do professionally and then having to deal with each other personally. There's a lot going on there. Now for you as the viewer, you have to be comfortable with being uncomfortable in this series. It's a fascinating look at some raw human characteristics. Like in the first episode, you had to be okay with all things childbirth, delivery, female anatomy, discussions of prenatal care, abortion, stillbirth, C-sections, blood, etc. Okay? All that stuff is all in that one episode. Men, if you've never been in the room during a child's birth, watching this episode might go ahead and actually help you make up for that. Probably not with the mother of your child, but you can at least go ahead and actually now be able to empathize with some of those situations. Now, in the second episode, you have to be okay with dealing with the harsh, overbearing, and possibly disgusting portrayal of wealth. And what is it that wealthy people do to amuse themselves and to make people jump through hoops, and discussions that they enter into? Just there's a lot that goes on in that second episode that are a totally different type of uncomfortable topics and conversations that happen. And it's not easy to sit through. At least it wasn't for me. And I want to go and actually warn you about that right ahead of time. So those 2 episodes are vastly different, but they give you a lot of information. They do storyboard very well. Everything builds upon each other. And as I said before, the acting is done very well in a way that you can understand everybody's motivations. You know what's going on here, and you're able to really follow along with that. So what's my verdict for Dead Ringers? For mains, if you're a fan of dark thriller horrors, or you like subject matters like Handmaid's Tale, or you're a fan of Rachel Weisz, this is a series to watch the whole season. It's well made, it's well acted, it dives deep into some disturbing human emotions and conditions. This is your thing. It's meant here for someone like you. For casuals, I'm going to say watch the first 2 episodes. As I stated before, the acting and storytelling is done very well. And if the topics I've already talked about haven't automatically deterred you from this, then you'll want to watch the first 2 episodes. They're vastly different episodes, and they'll give you a good indication if you can deal with this series or not, and they'll expose you to some very good acting and some very good performances. So again, for my mains, we're going to go and actually watch the entire season. For casuals, go ahead and actually watch the first 2 episodes. And that's what I have for Dead Ringers on Prime Video. Check it out.
Really crazy for a while there. As it turns out, I'm really sane. Isn't that wonderful?
I appreciate you staying. This was a dark one, but I'm glad that you stayed with me. Do me a favor, if you really like this review, do me a favor and click that like, share, subscribe, all that kind of good stuff. Click on one of these other videos. Help me out to go and actually get more of those views up there. But until the next time, I'll holler at you. Take care of yourself.